Hey, how are you? Get that mic on there. How's it going? It's Saturday, and we are going to talk more about stress. The more I read about it, the more, I know it's huge and it's a problem, but when you start reading stats about it, it's a huge problem. Now, this is part two. Part one, you can find on my timeline. It's also on my YouTube channel. Put it on there. Hi, Lori. And so you can see some other stats I put on there and 5 other tips. So these are going to be 5 different ones. But listen to some of these stats. And this is from the American Institute of Stress. Yes, there is such a thing. 33% of people report feeling extreme stress. Hi, Lila. 77% of people experience stress that affects their health. 73% of people experience stress that affects their mental health. That makes sense. 48% of people have trouble sleeping because of stress. That's almost half of people, all people. Then there's the Global Organization for Stress, and they report that 75% of Americans experienced moderate to high stress in the last month. Stress is the #1 health concern for high school students. That just kind of hurts my heart. Hi, Melanie. Gosh. Most of you probably know that we've homeschooled for like 20 years. Now I have 2 in college, and then my third is actually still homeschooling. He is a junior in high school. And then my little 2 we put in school. So I kind of stopped doing that a couple years ago because it was just time for a change for mama. And mama was stressed out. But I still believe it's a wonderful thing. Not that it's the answer to everything. And it could create stress in certain places, but it is an option. So just remember that. There's a ton of people who do it. But wow, aren't those incredible? 80% of people feel stress at work. Yeah, it's the modern world. That's why. It's just, I think that, the human has not sort of in our human evolution, if you want to call it that, has not caught up to the technology that we use, just the modern world in our ability to cope, right? And our ability to cope. So let's get on to the tips because that was depressing. So, all right. So the next tip I have is to try meditation. And, I used to do a lot more of that when I lived in California. Very California thing, right? But I actually kind of started doing it just very recently. And I remember doing it then. And the best thing I can tell you about practicing it is it really does help in starting to learn how to control your thoughts. And, a lot of people might think, well, you can't control your thoughts. Well, that's really not true. Maybe you can't 100% control your thoughts for sure, but you can do better than you were doing if you practice it a little bit. And so there is an app that you can get on your phone that I think it's one of the most popular ones. It's called Calm. I was using just another thing I found of somebody that just leads you through it. You can go to a meditation class. You can learn a little more about it. The next thing, and I'm excited to tell you about what I'm doing on this, and the 7th tip is to read your Bible. If you're a Christian, read your Bible daily. And, I know, and I started doing that probably, I think it was 2006 when I started reading through the whole thing. I read through the whole thing. It took me a few years, like 2006 or 7 to a couple of years. Hey, Evie. Hey, Pam. And then I read the New Testament a couple more times, but honestly, I have not read through it in quite a few years, and I am doing it this year. Come hell or high water. And so I want to tell you, though, I got real excited when I found out. Oh, thank you, Evie and Amelia. I got real excited when I found my plan that I want to tell you about. All right, so I want to show you. And this is all on my phone. So I know, you know, I'm all about pen and paper too, but I'm also like, how can I work this into my life? How can I really make it happen? Okay. You guys know the YouVersion. Where am I? Can't, right there. The YouVersion Bible app. It's just an amazing Bible app. And so you get that Bible app. On there, they have plans. Let me go to my plan. Okay, and so like here is the plan I'm using. It is called the Bible Recap by D Group. And so it has the Bible sorted out chronologically for 365 days. Now, the great thing about this is you can read it or you can listen to it. I'm just gonna let you hear. Listen to this.
Exodus 30. Make an altar of acacia wood for burning incense. It is to be square.
So you can, and the best thing for me, I've noticed, is if I read it and listen to it at the same time. I really can ingest it well that way. But if I'm like driving or something and I'm just, whatever, my time is limited, I can be listening to it. Okay, that's not the only thing. Now, what goes with that plan is a podcast. So you go to your podcast app, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Oh, they're right next to each other. Okay, so we have the Bible Recap right there, and then the Bible Kneecap. So let me tell you about the Bible Recap first. This lady's name is Tara Lee Cobble. I've never heard of her, but she's got a great voice, and she does a 7, 8, or 9 minute recap of that day's reading. So it's connected to that plan on the YouVersion Bible app. And she's good. I mean, she's like, okay, now they talked about this. And remember, back in such and such chapter and verse whatever, that was the same altar, you know, and she's just really good at tying all kinds of things together. So all of that is free. Now, for $10 a month, you can get that Bible Kneecap app, and this is how they make money. You know, it's a nonprofit organization, and it gives you a 1-minute prayer. So she prays, kind of having to do with that day's reading, for a minute. And so that's what I've been doing every day. It's been fantastic. All right, so that is number 6. No, that's number 7. Number 8 is something like yoga, or Hey Debbie, or Tai Chi, or I don't even know what Tai Chi is, but you know, it's some kind of like, I don't know. I love yoga. I used to teach yoga. Hi, Rhonda. And it was really I was in the best shape I think I've ever been in. I mean, I'm really doing well right now with Pilates, but it is not as much, you know, kind of a mental thing as yoga is. I absolutely love yoga. And so definitely that is another option for dealing with stress. You know, once a week, even a few times a week, it's wonderful. Go to a class, find a video. I like going to classes because it just gives me accountability. There's something about get out of the house, you know. Hi, Suzanne, and go. I think that just really helps. Okay, number 9. I mean, duh. Eat healthy, well-balanced meals and take supplements. Figure out what supplements you need to take. You know, there are some basics, and I'm not going to go through all that now. If you want help with that, just private message me and we can talk about that. But you know, I mean, low sugar. Sugar is not going to help stress. Even wheat. You know, a lot of people are gluten-free. I have a YouTube video. Go over to my channel. It's just under my name. And the name of it is Why Wheat is Awful and What to Do About It. And I talk about why wheat is the way it is today, which is completely different than the way it was 50 years ago. Completely. Has to do with a lot of different issues, but there are options on that. So, you know, your health has to be good. That's a big part of stress. Okay, number 10, and then I'm going to give you an extra bonus. Oh, and then stay to the end because I've got something for you. But number 10 is get a planner and manage your time better. you know, I am to the point where I have to write down every single thing and when I'm doing it. I'm writing down, you know, when am I going to take a shower? When am I going to be, you know, when am I going to get ready? When, you know, because otherwise things can just get backed up and we think we can do all these things and we can't. But I'll tell you what I like right now. This is called the Smart Life Push Journal, made by Chalene Johnson. Pushjournal.com is where you can get that. This is basically, this is 30 days worth. But it lasts me longer because they're not dated, so I can put whatever date I want in here. But the great thing about this is it has this whole system in here for your 90-day goals. So like there's, you know, where I would put my 10 90-day goals. And then there's a whole system, and I just love it. It's too much to explain right now. I should do a video on it. I probably will. But I do that plus the other thing I do. So it's a combination of paper and pen and my phone is I use, and it does not come on your phone. You know, there's a calendar app that comes on your phone, right? Well, this is an app you have to get that will work with that app. And it's called Week Calendar. Just go to the App Store, look at it, and I'm going to show you, look at that. That's last week. Okay, you can't see the week view on the other calendar. You can see the daily view and the monthly view. I need to see my week. I need to see what does my week look like. And then you can see it's all color coded. So, you know, you set it up. I like certain color is my business, certain color is Matt's business, certain color are the 5 kids. They each have their own color. Mom and dad is a color. Just mom is a color. Vacation is a color. So you can really get a sense of, am I overdoing it in certain areas? Do I need to back off on things? I love this. I've used that app for years and years. I don't know how long it's been out, but I've used it for a long time and I've never gone with another one. Okay, the bonus tip for today is number 11, learn to say no. You know, I know there's a lot of people that have a hard time saying no. And I'm not one of them. and the reason is because I learned how to say no a long time ago. You know, I think as a TV producer, you know, that's what I used to be. The skill I had to have, and I really developed was, you know, it's all about planning. And how much can I do in a day? How much can I do in a week? You know, when we're planning camera shoots with lots of people, and you know, it has to like go off without a hitch, and I have to have a real good sense of what we can do and what we can't do. And I think in that I learned how to say no. You know, no, we can't do that. But saying no is okay. And worst case, you can say, I need to think about it, because sometimes people, you know, you feel put on the spot if someone's asking you to do something. And so you can just think about it and then get back to them when you've sort of revved up your ability and courage to say, you know, I just can't do that. And understand that if you don't feel called to do something, that means you're not supposed to do it. And I believe totally that there is someone else that is supposed to do it. Hi, Kay. And so, you know, believing that is an abundant mindset, and believing that there isn't enough or there aren't enough people to do the thing is kind of a poverty mindset, a mindset of lack. And so, you know, we don't have that. God's given us what we need for every situation. So anyway, I think it's really important to learn to say no. Okay, I have this sheet of like 22 tips for coping with stress that I accumulated or compiled from, gosh, several sources, and I'm happy to send it to you. It's the same one. If you asked me on the last video, it's the same one. So, but if you want me to email that or send it to you in Messenger, whatever, just let me know, and I'm happy to do that. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a stress-free weekend, and go take a bath or something. That's one of my favorite things. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.